Hey folks, Daryl Shergan, Quest for Vape. Today I'm going to review in a little bit more detail the Rafale Tank from Uwell. Some very close-up, in-focus views of this tank, but when I come back, I'm going to talk to you about the experience of vaping on this tank, and then I'm going to vape on them and show you something you're not expecting. Hi, okay, we're back. I hope you enjoyed the close-ups now in focus. I did a hour and 15-minute long live stream reveal and I guess out of the box first looks and a little bit of a review on my show that I do every Tuesday. But that was using a webcam. It was live. There was not the best quality of video and focus. So now that you've been able to see really close the details of this tank, I want to vape on them and I want to show you. This is the 0.2 ohm coil on the Rafale tank. This is the 0.5, this is the RBA. How it came pre-built. I've been vaping on it since Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and now today is Wednesday. This is my 6th day on this RBA, the pre-built that it comes with. And I just want to show you. You could see by the resistance, it says 0.55. That's what it's reading. Depending on the device, it's read 0.6, 0.65. But right now it's reading 0.55 for me. That is 80 watts on the RBA. That is 80 watts on the RBA. Now this IPv4S is going to max out at 7.5 volts. And then it's not going to give me any more power. An interesting thing happened yesterday. I had the tanks confused on which mod it was on, and I had this RBA on this mod, and I set it at 120 watts because I wanted to show my friend at a vape shop that the Rafale Tank Coil could vape 120 watts, not realizing I actually had the RBA in at 120 watts, and we were like chain vaping it. That's the RBA, guys. This is not a gimmick. All right, so it just maxed out. Now the resistance went up to 0.62. I'm going to show you 7.5 volts, and then the IPV will lie to you. It's not a knock on the IPv4S. The Sigali will do the same thing. So 90 watts, hopefully that's in focus. Now let me use my Reuleux. Because I did something by accident that I never would have even tried. I never would have expected this RBA could go any higher. What's the highest you've ever vaped with an RBA? 60 watts, 70 watts. I think I got the Rage tank with a 50-50 juice up to like 100 watts. I was not expecting to vape. Now I'm going to hit this thing at 120 watts on the RBA. Notice the resistance. Notice the volts, 6.2 volts. We have 3 batteries in here. That's legit. It can deliver that on the Reuleux. It's 120 watts. No dry hit. Full flavor, delicious. The wicking keeps up with the wattage. The airflow keeps up with the wattage. I'm vaping the RBA at 120 watts, guys. Let's go to 130. This is something that I didn't do in the first couple of days, just yesterday. 130 watts. 130 watts legit. You guys know this is the right mod if you want to vape that way. Son of a bitch, it's fucking doing it. And the drip tip's not getting hot. The tank's getting warm now. That's very intense. I'm vaping with, the juice I'm using is Kai Berry yogurt from Kilo in a 3 milligram nicotine strength. I'm fogging out my house. I'm going to go to 9 volts. 9 volts. I hope that's in focus. 144 watts. Did it without a dry hit. This thing doesn't go any higher than 9 volts. It just maxed me out, but that's 144 watts. I feel like it could keep going. That's the RBA, guys. I haven't paused. I haven't stopped the video. That is the RBA. That is not the stock coil. RBA. RBA in the Rafale tank. 144 watts, 9 volts. That just surprised me. Okay, this is the RBA section. There's that little Phillips head screw in there. There's that bottom of the lead. There's the top of the coil. Yeah, it's dark in there. There's a lot of flavoring and a lot of sweetener and juice that gets left behind, gunks up on the coils. The cotton gets dark, the coil gets dark, but this can handle it. 6 days into vaping on the RBA, and I just, it's not a gimmick. I'm not trying to fool you guys in any way. I have no incentive to trick you. I'm not singing the praises of a product just because I'm friendly with them. All personal experience aside, I am incredibly impressed. Now, can I rebuild it that way? That's the RBA in its pre-built form. Am I going to be able to wrap the cotton around that and wick it the same way they did? I don't know yet. I'm still getting my use out of this one. But now what I'm doing right now is cleaning condensation, moisture, any tank. I don't care who the manufacturer is. I don't care what the tank. Any tank is going to get condensation down there. You got that much heat going through, just air, moisture in the air will bring condensation down into the base of any RBA tank, RTA. It happens. It's not a fault of the product. I've been finding this to be a very flavorful vape. I can't believe the experience I just had with this thing. So, once again, that's the RBA section. That's what this tank offers you, is massive airflow, anti-spitback, high wattage, most importantly, tremendous, tremendous flavor. Best flavor I've had in a tank yet. This definitely trumps even the Crown. Okay, so that's the RBA. We're going to put that back. I'm not going to be vaping that RBA section at 144 watts on a regular basis. It's too much juice. It's too intense. I don't need that much flavor and that much vapor, but it can do it. That's the point. So going back to a nice, comfortable, modest 90 watts. 90 freaking watts on an RBA. And that's less intense. There we go. All right, now let's see what this, I got the 0.2 ohm coil in here that's stainless steel. Now let's see what that can do. I've hit it at 120 watts. I want to go ahead and see how high this can actually go. See, it's a 0.2 resistance. It's actually reading 0.19 right now. Let's go ahead and see if we can max out 9 volts on the Reuleux with the stock coil, the 0.2 coil. This is 120. I wouldn't recommend chain vaping. Give it a few seconds. Chain vaping is where you just hit it, hit it, hit it, basically pausing long enough for you to catch your breath, but give it a few seconds to re-wick. That's 130 watts. These are not little short sips. Got a little dry toward the end, but that was a good 2 to 3 second hit. So to summarize, you got a beast of an RBA that you can rock 144 watts, and it felt like it wanted to keep going. I don't know, if you got a mod powerful enough to go above that, maybe use a DNA 200 device, knock yourself out. Comment down below, let me know what you experienced with it. And then as far as the regular stock 0.2 ohm coil, 134 watts. You're good for at least a 1 to 2 second hit. You can explore and see if you want to go higher. I'm not interested in exploring any higher boundaries and range. It's good enough of a vape for me at 100 to 120 watts, and ideally 70 to 80 watts on this tank. But you got a competitor in the big boy tank marketplace now, Uwell Rafale. Very nicely done. Thank you so much for sending me an abundance of these tanks. So there's 2 of them being given away right now on my other video from my live feed from Tuesday. Look for that video, comment in there, and I'm giving 2 of those away.